Hello and welcome to the Q&A session on the Curriculum Design for Secondary School Science course. We hope you found the course useful, and we've been very interested in seeing the comments that you've made as we've gone through the course. We've got a number of questions that myself and Louise are going to have a discussion with that we've been asked on the course so far. Wedian has asked about having a split for teaching GCSE level science, with one teaching biology and one teaching the chemistry and physics component. And Louise has got some ideas on this one.
Hello. In my experience of teaching this GCSE science, I would say try as much as you can to have an evenish split between your biology, your chemistry and your physics topics. I would say if you're going to manage that quite well, then the biology would stand best on its own, with the chemistry and the physics being taught by one person, purely because there are more links, I think, between the chemistry and the physics specifications in areas such as atomic structure and particle theory as well. So it will allow teachers to bring those together and recap in a more effective way.
Okay, we've had a question by Hanan who's asked about how STEM projects can be used, whether they should be extracurricular, whether they should be part of an after-school club, or as a project at the end of a topic. And often students see STEM activities something that doesn't link to the science, the maths, the engineering, the computing that they do in school. And so whilst out-of-school learning is good, it also doesn't target everyone. End-of-topic projects themselves could also just feel like another form of assessment for students as well. So the best way to get STEM into lessons is for departments to work together to embed ideas from each department using examples from maths in science and science in computing and so on. So students get the idea that STEM is all these departments collaborating together. This could culminate in a day of project work. For example, it could be linking to a particular topic that or theme that's been running through the years, as has been suggested by Hanan in his question. And this could then lead to one day at the end, which links together to the things they've already done in lessons. So there's clear links to what they've done, rather than a typical let's build a tower out of newspaper type STEM activity, which we know really doesn't have a long-term impact for students. However, if they do something that has linked to things that are built into their lessons, then students are much more likely to see the point about it. Next, we've had a question from Lucy, Marilyn and Wedian, which is an interesting one, which is about differentiation. And differentiation is challenging for teachers at the best of times, even within groups that are split by ability or attainment, and certainly mixed ability groups can be quite challenging. Within a scheme of learning, having tasks and outcomes to make sure that the most able learners can proceed, as well as more scaffolded activities where students might struggle with concepts, is incredibly useful. It may be that there's a bank of suitable activities for each topic that can help teachers use their professional judgment about what to use to meet the outcomes for a lesson or a series of lessons. It's a common complaint often that teachers often assume that students can't do something, rather than trying a more challenging task, then providing support if students struggle. And this can help with raising attainment. However, some groups of students, such as those with profound learning difficulties, may need an entirely different curriculum adapted to their needs. Louise.
Yes, I would fully agree with that, actually. I think if you include a scheme of learning that goes right to the top of what you'd expect, and then have maybe support and scaffold activities in there, so maybe label them as that in your scheme, I think that helps people see their way through, but also raise the expectations as a whole.
Thank you very much for your comments and for your contribution to the course. And we look forward to seeing you on future courses that we run through the Future Learn platform.